Laisse-le! Dégage! Laisse-le! Laisse-le, Hawa!
Je veux te parler. Je veux partir d'ici. Je veux voir le monde.
Dehors, les gens sont des chiens. Ils ne tiendraient pas 2 jours. Les gens comme nous, ils survivent plus là-bas. Je nous ai amenés ici, Hawa. J'ai tout abandonné. Tu voudrais détruire maintenant tout ce qu'on a construit?
On n'est rien ici.
Si! On est une famille!
Et quand tu partiras, tu me laisseras seule. Je la Ummi.
Dung im. Hôm đó, tao sẽ cắt cô.
Hawa! On est encore là. T'as fait ce qu'il fallait.
Je sais où il faut.
Hawa! Mais ils sont déjà loin! Qu'est-ce que tu veux faire? Je veux pas que tu finisses comme elle. Tu comprends? Tu comprends? Je veux pas que tu finisses comme elle.
Allez, Yadab.
بنتي
Enes! Yet more cases of babies being born with an unusual defect have been reported from the Colombo City Hospital.
We had no idea what they were.
So far, this is the 58th baby born with these deformities around the world.
They'd ruled out a pathogen before I'd arrived. When I first walked into that room and saw one, made my blood run cold. A very small percentage of women had started giving birth to these babies across the globe. By the end of year one, we had 10 confirmed cases. Their physiological mutations were striking. Parts of the brain had extensive tissue that resembled benign tumours, and their motor functions as well had developed very unusually. And then, as time went on, we realised that these children weren't developing normally emotionally either. They just couldn't form any kind of meaningful connection with their families, their parents, or with anyone. What these children all had in common is that they were being born exclusively into war-torn areas of the world, places where people were facing increasingly unfavourable conditions. Places like Syria, Nigeria. Of course, my first encounter in Sri Lanka, where the civil war has made life very desperate for some. Seems obvious now, 8 years on, but back then, it had to dawn on me that what we were seeing was not a disease, but an adaptive response. Someone somewhere came up with the name Vakari. It stuck. It's Sanskrit. I believe it means changes or entities that can be changed. I don't think anyone could have predicted the irony of that back then, back before we'd seen what they could do.
සාධාරණ ජීවිතේ පුළුවන් ගියත් ඒකම තමයි ජීවත් වෙන්න ඔයා කියන ප්‍රශ්නෙත් හරි ඔයා කියන ප්‍රශ්නෙත් හරි හරිද හැබැයි ඔයාට පුළුවන්ද ඔයාගේ ළමයි රැයට පාරේ බැහැලා යන්න සුරක්ෂිතව යවන්න පුළුවන්ද ඕගොල්ලෝ එකිනෙක අතර වාද කළා වැඩක් නැහැ හා මොකද්ද කරන්නේ අපි එකතු වෙන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම එකතු වෙලා අපි එකතු වෙලා නැගලා තමයි මේක මේ නවත්තන්න අපි ළමයිට මොන වෙලාවද දන්නේ මේ අපි පැරණි මුතුන් මිත්ත කරපු දේවල් තමයි මේ අපිට ගෙවන්න වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. කරුමේ අපේ කරුමේ මේ.
My wife observed that my daughter was in a very queer manner. She took the child and rushed to the medical center Devala. And from there we got on to a psychiatrist and so many very good specialists we have been consulting. And actually all our earnings, our savings, everything was spent on this child. So now I am between the devil and the deep blue sea, not knowing what to do, but just trusting in God that He will do something.
The situation here is very unique. The terrible economic conditions, which were consequences of the war, ended a long time ago. But the Vikari birth rate has not slowed down. In fact, it seems to be on the rise. Last month, there were 12 confirmed new cases alone. It seems like whatever evolutionary mechanism was triggered has not turned off.
These kids are going to end up destroying our country, man. They're going to destroy our motherland. And that's what people don't realize. They think they're kids. They look like kids, but they're not. And they're not all the same either. There are 3 kinds, man. 3 kinds.
To date, we've discovered 3 variations of the Vakari genotype that's widely accepted. It's their abilities that are being contested.
Over there. Look. Stop. Right there. Right there. That's one of them.
You see that kid? That's one of the most dangerous types. They can enter your mind and possess you, and they can do whatever they want with you. There. Did you see that? That's exactly what I mean.
Type 1s can affect the physical world with their thoughts alone. For want of a better word, it's psychokinesis. They're commonly known as movers.
I am just asking God to show me what is the plan you have for me. What is the plan you have for my daughter and me? How are we going to take this forward? So I am waiting for that answer.
Type 2s have telepathic abilities. Now, I've actually demonstrated this in controlled conditions. They can literally look at you and influence your thoughts and actions. People call them lookers.
I was sitting there. And I don't understand what happened.
This is what I wanted to show you. You got that, right?
I've never seen a Watcher, no. I've heard about the rumors about their abilities to see a few seconds into the future, but I haven't seen one myself. I believe it, though. Not in the same way those poor, desperate people do. But it wouldn't be the strangest thing I've seen. In some areas, these children are seen as oracles, and people from all over the country come to have their fortunes read. They're being exploited by their own families.
ඔව් ඒ ආරූඪ එනවලු පොඩි ළමයට කියන්නේ සූනියන් දෙවියන්ගේ ආරූඪ එනවලු. ආවට පස්සේ එයා කියන්නේ එයාට ඔක්කොම පේනවලු අපේ ගෙවල් වල තියෙන කරදර ඔක්කොම ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවලු.
අවුදරවරුනි මේ පුංචි යක්කු අපේ රට කනවා. මේ විකාරී කියලා නම දාගෙන ඉන්න කාලකන්ණි පොඩියුම් අපේ උතුම් ශ්‍රී ලංකා මාතාව විනාශ කරනවා. අපි තාත් කටවම් බලන් ඉන්නවද?
The AVNA, or the Anti-Vicari National Army, sprang up a few years ago. It's an evil, right-wing organization trying to wipe out all Vicari children.
You see, every once in a while, a great nation is tested by a great evil. Now, some nations fall, and others, they just thrive in the face of such adversity. Now, I believe Mother Lanka is facing such a transformative event right now. Everything depends on how we act now. Everything depends on what we do now. For us, this is our Pearl Harbor.
The official position of many governments is that the Vicari simply don't exist in the way I've been describing. My work's been widely discredited. You see, we may not understand the precise mechanisms as yet, but it's no surprise to me that the next evolutionary leap forward has already happened. Necessity breeds change, and the conditions in the more war-torn areas of the world are conceivably worse now than they were on the African savannas millennia ago, when human evolution last leapfrogged. Out of such conditions, something new has emerged.
Yes, I think they're powerful, but no, I don't think they're dangerous. You should take responsibility for your own interactions, just like anything else. They shouldn't be punished for their abilities. Our concern is for the well-being of the children, and we will protect them at all costs.
It's not really my place to say, but it wouldn't surprise me if the ETVA weren't entirely benevolent. They claim to want to protect the children, but there are allegations that they're actually a pipeline for foreign entities who have their own agenda for the Vicari.
We only want to find out more in order to help the kids. And it is only because of us that the world knows so much about the Vicari. For example, we now know that when they interact with each other, they seem to form some kind of hive mind. They seem different when they're together, much more focused. They can only form a hive when there's a looker in the group. He or she connects all of them telepathically. The looker is the linchpin.
You have to be careful to separate fact from hearsay and even mythos in this case, but there are reports of Vicari behaving in ways that suggest weeks and even months of precognition, controlling large groups of people telepathically and even moving entire buildings at will. Now, it seems to me that so-called hive mind augmentation could be one possible explanation for this phenomena if it's proved to be true.
Today I come before you, the people of this great nation, to state clearly and unequivocally that this government does not condone any kind of violence perpetrated against any of our citizens. In recent weeks, Vicari children have been the target of racial attacks carried out by a small group of cowards who see no other way of pursuing their weak political motives. I want to make it clear to those who perpetrate such acts of violence that we will not rest until you are brought to justice. You have no place in this multicultural nation.
can't. No, no, no. Stop it. No, what are you doing? No. No. No, no. No, you can't do that.
ආපු නරකාදයට මාපව ඵලයන්.
This nation belongs to its people, and every single one of us has a right to live in it, regardless of race, religion, caste, or creed. This freedom is not dependent on a piece of legislation. It is your inherent right.
I have no idea what's going to happen in the next 10 years. The future's very uncertain. What I can tell you is that Homo sapiens' position as the dominant species on this planet is likely coming to an end. The next stage of human evolution is here. It's not you or me.
Mr. Rakesh Rawal, legend has it that you are the Desi man of steel, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Is this legend true?
Why, yes. This is Shyama Rawal. I believe this legend to be true.
Oh, then you must kiss me. Legend also has it that you will love me eternally and forever be the love of my life. Is this true as well?
Yes, ma'am. I believe that part is true, too.
Then you must kiss me.
Mrs. Rawal,
Hmm?
you are one of a kind.
Hmm.
Someday I'm gonna buy us a bigger house and move to the suburbs.
Why are you worrying about the future?
I can't want a good life for us.
Just a good life for me is not a big house in the suburbs. A good life for me is you and me together. All I need from you is for you to love me with a full heart. Can you do that?
You can count on.
May I get you anything, ma'am?
I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am. We did everything we could. This is a heart failure of the most arbitrary variety. I know this is difficult, but I have some paperwork you must sign. This one certifies the time of death. This one approves the body for retrofitting and future technologies. If you agree, we take the body from here.
Copy that. I'm checking it out. Over. I got no driver and what appears to be 5 black market PAs in the back. You can run them, but I can guarantee they're not registered. Send in a second unit for transport, over.
Generation Pias. State of the art and all unregistered. Somebody's lost a major load here.
So what's this one supposed to be? Cocktail waitress? May I get you anything, ma'am?
Keep your hands off the examination table. You're interfering with my diagnostics.
Sure thing, Doc.
Idiot! You damaged the unit. I'm writing this up in my report.
You do that.
There is a new stolen android. Report. Would you like to hear more?
Continue.
Tonight, in the Dog Patch area of San Francisco, authorities discovered a truck with 6 unregistered stolen Kia androids. The robots were processed by security services and scheduled for federal custody. However, police are now searching for one additional missing unit.
Front door.
Make a move and I shoot. What are you doing here? Don't take another step. How'd you get in here?
Shama,
How'd you get in here?
I used the code.
How'd you get the code?
I know the code.
How'd you know the code?
I don't know. Shama.
How do you know my name?
I remember it.
Leave that alone.
I remember the sunset.
Remember? What exactly do you remember?
The light reflecting.
Tell me, what exactly do you remember?
Everything was jet black. There was nothing. Then a memory emerged.
Then?
A fragment. Hazy sound. My body remembers things my mind doesn't. The way to our apartment, the code to this building. Somehow I can do these things, but I can't recall them.
I miss you so much. Rakesh? I'm pregnant.
Subscribe to Dust for new sci-fi every week.